in the Department of Science and Technology at Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Today I am going to take the lecture on the topic Introduction of Modern Productivity Techniques Part 3. Uh, in this session, I would like to tell you about the productivity techniques for improving, how we can improve the productivity. So, uh, there are some techniques which are described here. First technique is the work study. The scientific analysis. Work study means you can say before planning you need to go through the whole thing. I mean, you have to analyze the things. Then after you, can take any decisions, or you can be able to plan your strategy, right? You can make the strategy. So this work in this work study, scientific analysis and improvement of work in all its aspects is a very useful technique of increasing productivity. Work study results in improvements in plant layout, material handling system, process design and standardization, working condition, etc. So these in turn help to minimize defective works and waste. The second technique is the research and development. This is very important technique. This continuing research and development, that is called R&D, leads to the discovery of better techniques of production and improvements in existing machinery, equipment, etc. So the rate of technological progress is a direct determinant of productivity. So because of this reason, companies and countries spend huge sums of money on research and development activities. Incentive schemes are the third techniques which are using for productivity. In this, wage incentive scheme seeks to motivate employees by paying extra remuneration. Okay, so the profit sharing on bonus, labor welfare measures and good working conditions also help in these objectives. Now the another one is the production planning and control. In this technique, scientific task planning ensures timely supply of inputs, proper maintenance of plant, efficient work, scheduling and regulation of day-to-day activities in the plant. In facilities, full utilization of plant capacity and achievements of production targets. Now the fifth technique is the workers' participation in management. In this, labor participation in management is considered an effective tool for improving productivity. It helps in developing mutual understanding and cooperation between management and labor. Joint consultation, suggestion schemes, two-way communication, grievance procedure are the main forms of workers' participation in management. The sixth one is the automation. Uh, in this mechanism, automation and the rationalization are major breakthroughs for increasing productivity. So these schemes are effective provided the productivity gains are equitably shared with workers. Such measure increases the speed and accuracy of work. The another technique is the management by objectives, that is MBO. this is important. You may ask this in the short note also, MBO. This MBO is the process whereby the supervisor and subordinates jointly identify the specific measurable goals, define results expected of each individuals, and jointly accesses the contribution of every individual. It is an approach for integrating the individuals with the organization. The focus of MBO is on participative goal setting, joint evaluation of performance, and results to be achieved. So you can say this is also known as management by result. Okay. So the next technique is the job enrichment. Job enrichment is the process of redesigning a job in order to enlarge its scope and to give the worker more to do. Its purpose is to improve job satisfaction, motivation, and morale of workers. When the job is engineered to workers, the dehumanization element is reduced. So for this, to improve productivity and to reduce cost, and it also provides an opportunity for the satisfaction of higher level needs. So job enrichment means, you can say simply, the satisfaction. Okay. So for this you can adopt the following methods for job enrichment, like give workers new and more varied tasks to perform, provide greater freedom and self-control in performing jobs, give opportunity to do the whole task rather than an element of it, give employee greater responsibility for their own work, provides an opportunity to the worker to become an expert on a particular task, supply production report, that is feedbacks, directly to workers. Now another is the flex time. This is an alternative work pattern. Flex time is a relatively new work pattern which is a major departure from tradition. In this, it allows the workers to set their own work hours subject to a minimum number of hours per week. So during a particular period of workers are required to be present, such a period is called core hours. Subject to these limitations, workers are given the freedom to decide when they will work. Now this also helps to reduce worker alienation and to raise productivity. It reduces the tyranny of supervisors and provides job opportunities to working mothers, aged persons, and students. It has a greater motivational value than 5 days work weeks by permitting workers the right of self-determination. Flex time reduces tardiness, overtime, and short-term absenteeism. Now, the 10th one is the quality of work life. Means it is a new technique for improving productivity and quality work. Okay, so then the quality circles, that is QC, means a quality circle is a small group of works in which the people regularly meet to discuss problems, investigate causes, recommend solutions, and if authorized to take corrective action. It usually consists of 5 to 15 members who collectively identify, analyze, and resolve work related problems and may even implement solutions. So these are the techniques, and also some other techniques are like basic work content, defects in design and specification, inefficient methods of operations, ineffective time due to management, ineffective time due to workers. Okay, So the productivity in this measurement with formulas like they are basically broadly three types of productivity measurement, and these are explained below, like single factor, multi-factor, total and composite, you can say factor, then the total productivity model. See, in single factor productivity measurement, you can calculate through this formula, like outputs by divided by labor input, or divided by material input, or capital input. Okay, so the next is the second one is the multi-factor productivity production. You can find out by output divided by labor plus machine plus energy, or labor plus energy plus material. Okay, so the third one is the total composite factors productivity measures, means net output divided by the labor plus capital input. Fourth is the total productivity model, means total tangible outputs divided by the total tangible inputs. So you can calculate through this formula of total productivity. So this is all about today's session. This session powered by digital version 2.0, Jayoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. Hope you are satisfied with my digital session. If you have any query, please mention in comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.